folks. I hope you had and spent a good time with your family during Christmas time. A lot of things, just that occurred last week. So let's start it off from Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest banks, is saying that gold remains our single favorite long commodity, and they predict the spot price to reach $4,900 in Q4 2026. So almost 5,000. It's Goldman Sachs prediction. We see this week was absolutely enormous for silver and gold. So on Friday, gold price, we saw $4,536, and silver price absolutely exploded. So almost $80 per ounce, $79.35. So single ounce of silver is more expensive than 1 barrel of oil, crude oil. It's unbelievable what is going on. But if you look at closely what is going on in terms of economy, it is very easy to predict that commodities, price of gold, price of silver, price of platinum will go even higher next year. Why? Because the prices of silver and gold are a reflection of how economy is in bad condition, how it's collapsing, to be honest. And this loan from European Union to Ukraine, 90 billions, to be honest, they know exactly that Ukraine will never get it back. It's like, just the one way from this money, and who knows how much will disappear. Currently we are living in the world that the narrative we should take is from mainstream media, from these politicians, and we shouldn't ask question. We shouldn't ask why they still give so much money to country, to politicians in Ukraine who are so corrupted. And if you ask this question, so you are not, I would say, good citizen, because you should blindly follow propaganda and narrative. Just that you should be brainwashed, and this is how it works, right? So German economy is absolutely collapsing as well. And I think my prediction for next year is we see a massive breakdown in European Union. We'll see massive protest across Europe, because people, we realize that enough is enough. We saw a massive protest in Brussels of farmers from all over Europe, and European Union announced that they postponed this Mercosur deal with South America at the beginning of next year in January. They kick the can down the road, but at the end of the day, I think the deal will be signed, and it will be like the death sentence for European farmers. So we can predict easily much more protests, and it's a lot of distraction. Like we see these Epstein files, and these, especially European politicians, they are fully focused on war in Ukraine. There is no single word from single politician like Macron, Starmer from UK, or Mr. Merz from Germany, that they try to get their problems sorted. So I think it's inevitable that we will see escalation and war in Ukraine. Personally, I don't believe in any peace. And even today, the official news is that Mr. Zelensky is still, just on the talks with these European leaders, and also he will fly to the US and discuss with Mr. Trump. But guys, it doesn't need to be a rocket scientist to know that it's not a war about, against European Union and Ukraine. It's war against Ukraine and Russia. So why they are talking about some peace talk? Like, there is no peace talk with Russia. They didn't invite, the Russians to the table, right? So it's absolutely propaganda. It's bonkers, right? I think, just after all of these talks, which lasted, the weeks, and at the end of the day, the Russians will say no. And we can easily say that we'll be like at the beginning of this process. So it is distraction, just distraction. If they are really serious and they really want to reach any agreement with Russia, they will give a call to Mr. Putin. You remember last time I said that, the Russians sent the proposal to Mr. Macron from France. They are open for talks. And the French statement was, we need a couple of days to, just to get back with our reply. So still, as far as I know, there is no reply from, just the Mr. Macron. And, they trying to convince us that, they do their best to reach this agreement. No, absolutely not. They still focus on this war, keep going. It's like just the financial laundry machine. Whatever money they will send to Ukraine, who knows, just how much is disappear, how much, these guys are corrupted. But, it's not good to ask these questions. The narrative is simple, just at all cost, we need to support them. There is no, just the money for our internal problems, how to boost economy, how to, solve internal social problems. Absolutely not. Look, just the Ukraine, and, all our efforts needs to beat Russia. They are living in completely fantasy world, absolutely fantasy world. So it's only just the one good information that Thailand and Cambodia announced immediate ceasefire. So that's good, So next year will be pretty interesting. I expect to see the price of gold and silver still rising. Amount of the debt in the US, the global debt, this is, just the reach at some point is completely unsustainable. So when we see that problem with the bonds will be bigger and bigger and yields will be higher, everything start to burst. So, and the final collapse we'll see. It will be, I think, in fast pace. So in my opinion, it's good to have some exposure for physical silver and gold. So take it into consideration. It's not financial advice, but look at closely what is going on. How fiat money, just the losing purchasing power. And there is no absolutely single willingness from politicians in Europe, especially in Europe, to get it sorted. So we see more tensions, more escalations. Don't forget about Iran. I think we'll see a strike next year as well. And yeah, it will be a tough year, but let's be optimistic, do our best to get prepared. Thank you very much. God bless.